Success among the diverse species seen in nature typically depends on genetic transmission. While most species strive to avoid being eaten, eat regularly, and seek the opportunity to reproduce, these objectives can come into conflict in surprising ways. To answer the question, why some animals evolve to sacrifice themselves, let's first look at some animals that are self-destructive first. Welcome to Give a Fact, and you're watching Why Some Animals Evolved to Sacrifice Themselves. If you like this kind of video, be sure to subscribe for more great content, or tell us what you want to learn more about in the comment section below. Now let's get straight to the video, shall we? 1. Brown Antechinus. The Australian marsupial known as the brown Antechinus is a noteworthy example of convergent evolution in mammals. The biggest surprise in the physiology of this unique species, however, is the development of the animal's huge testicles, which reach an astonishing size of 1/4 of the male brown Antechinus's total body mass. Because so much of the body is used for reproduction, it is not expected that there isn't much sex-life balance. So little, in fact, that the males pay for fecundity with individual mortality. Because of the frantic sexual activity that comes along with those enormous gonads, males forget and abandon nourishment in order to mate. Due to a lack of food and the high energy requirements of mating, the males essentially mate themselves to death, since they devote all of their energy to reproduction at the price of their own existence. But because genetic information is carried on, vast litters of newborns delivered by pregnant females, despite the seeming self-destruction of the species, assure its survival. The female Antechinus can live for up to 3 years. The males, however, rarely live for more than 11 months. This suicidal reproduction of the brown Antechinus is called simulparity scientifically. 2. Honeybee. For some who are extremely allergic, a bee sting may even be fatal. But thankfully, honeybee stings typically result in death only for the stinging insect. Although delivering a particularly painful sting can considerably help bees in colony defense, it is fatal to the bee itself. Stingers that look like harpoons or fishhooks penetrate the target's flesh, but do not come out of the body of the unfortunate victim. As a result, the bee's digestive tract would be also pulled out when they sting. Because of that, the honeybee loses some of its muscles, nerves, and abdomen, leaving the stinger with a venom bag attached behind. The honeybee is severely injured and eventually dies from such a severe wound. The survival of the colony at the price of the stingers, however, results in a bigger genetic group benefit by safeguarding the hive and the bee's relatives. 3. The exploding ants of Borneo. Although explosive attacks are typically shown in military-themed films, some Bornean hair-trigger ants battle for the survival of their colony by blowing themselves up. Because they lack the ability to inject venom or have strong mandibles to bite potential attackers, this specific ant species, known as an exploding ant, has evolved a distinctly different and expensive method of protecting colonies and the species as a whole. The grenade-like creatures carry out their individual sacrifices in attacks when the ants latch onto a predator and then explode open. The strong muscle movement causes the bursting motion, delivering a splattering of fatally toxic yellow goo to predators. It's important to note that this species does not choose to self-destruct carelessly or without proper planning. The ants lift their rears into the air as a signal that they are prepared to blast themselves apart, rather than simply blowing themselves up at the first sign of a threat. 4. Anglerfish. The methods of sexual reproduction and the biology of the animal's mating can vary among species, but the deep-sea anglerfish is a unique one, as the males completely lose their bodily identity and autonomy during mating. The female deep-sea anglerfish is significantly larger than the male. When it comes time to mating, males track females by using their senses of scent and sight, and then they bite into their body and hold on. His bloodstream and bodily tissues gradually join with the female's, allowing him to absorb nutrients from her body. Over 160 species of deep-sea anglerfish are known to patrol the world's oceans, but studying them is challenging due to their deep-sea habitat. the male anglerfish becomes what is known as a sexual parasite. 5. Bedbugs. Bedbugs are the worst. These horrible insects have terrible sex lives. Bedbug reproduction, often known as traumatic insemination, happens when the male pierces the female's abdominal wall with his particularly adapted stabbing reproductive equipment before injecting the sperm. How romantic! The female bedbug's reproductive tract is not involved in mating, since the sperm is traumatically inseminated directly into her body. Instead, female bedbugs only lay eggs from their reproductive canal. The sperm, implanted through the abdominal wound, travels to the ovaries to fertilize the eggs, before the female bedbugs eventually lay the eggs. 6. Painted buntings. Irony abounds in nature, and songbird populations are no exception. The love life of the painted bunting, a relative of finches, cardinals, and grosbeaks, is one such irony. Found in Mexico, the Caribbean, Central America, the South Central and Southeastern United States, and the southeast of Mexico, painted bunting males are some of the most exquisitely colorful and patterned little birds in existence. However, the magnificent look of these birds is sullied by a violent lifestyle during the mating season. Wings can be severely damaged, wounds beneath the feather can be gouged, and eyes can also be pecked out. Every year, besides bird wrestling and bill stabbing, a number of males are left scarred or just die in an effort to be the one in the greatest position to mate. What a risk! Male painted buntings that make it through the fierce competition before mating have the advantage of inheriting the genes of a formidable foe who is able to hold the territory. Bright plumage may improve the reproductive appeal and intimidate competitors, but it also increases the risk of predation, one of nature's trade-offs. 7. Australian redback spider. The glossy, black and red Australian redback spider has a survival strategy and a way of life that involves some horrifying sex. It's native to Australia and can be found all over the continent. The spider has profited from human settlement and has spread well beyond Western Australia to occupy a variety of ecosystems. The redback spider, which occasionally preys on insects as well as other spiders, small mammals, and reptiles, is potentially lethal to humans due to its venomous bite. Males are less than half the size of females and are typically the victims of sexual cannibalism because of their protein-packed body. A male redback spider would probably like to marry and live to mate another day, so getting cannibalized is not the best outcome for him. Males of this species may occasionally revert to an uncommon approach due to the horrible behaviors of females by mating with immature females. So, how does killing oneself make sense from an evolutionary perspective? According to Thomas Seeley, a biologist at Cornell University and author of The Lives of Bees, the bee workers achieve genetic or evolutionary success not by reproducing themselves, but by helping their mother, the colony's queen, do so. And one form of this help is colony defense. Alice Lassini, an entomologist who works on exploding ants at the Natural History Museum in Vienna, refers to this as a superorganism. An ant colony or beehive is more like one large animal, with the queen representing the reproductive organs. The minor workers are numerous and only need small amounts of resources to rear, so they are similar to the body's cells in a way. In this system, protecting her queen and sisters if necessary, even by self-sacrifice, is the way an ant worker can protect and pass on her genes. These behaviors may appear to be aggressive and destructive to us, but actually, it's worthwhile for the animals, as long as it promotes reproduction. And that is a wrap. What did you learn from this video? Let us know in the comment section below. We hope that our educational videos will help spread the knowledge so everyone can protect our world and biodiversity together. Please like and subscribe to our channel if you find our videos useful and want us to make more videos. Until next time, give a fact.